BaKIT Box is the first food subscription brand to blend baking with science, technology, engineering, and math, and it's changing the way homeschooling families approach STEM education. The founder and CEO, Shelly Gupta, is here with more. Thank you so much for joining us. I think this is such a cool idea, but tell everyone, what exactly is BaKIT Box and why was this so important for you to create?
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you for having me. BaKIT Box is an introduction to cultural education and STEM, all done through baking. So we turn your kitchen into a learning lab by blending global recipes with hands-on science and this cultural exploration. Every box introduces the families to new countries. You're learning about geography, language, history, STEM concepts, and making items such as our Persian love cake, our Greek koularakia, churros, or ube donuts. And we offer quarterly subscriptions where the themes rotate every season. And then you can also get a variety of our independent recipes as well.
Why is STEM and baking important skills for kids to learn?
Such a good question. So STEM is super important because it really builds a skill set that is needed across every path and different avenues, different career paths. But baking is a hands-on activity that's already something that's so loved. It's a great family activity and it's a great way to learn about cooking and cuisines. So we naturally blended the two, and baking is really STEM, in my opinion. You're learning chemistry, math, engineering, problem solving. But with BaKIT Box, we intentionally blend the traditional STEM with art, language, geography, and cultural storytelling. So it really builds, it builds confidence, it builds resilience, it builds a lot of curiosity around these different countries and cultures, all while you're making something delicious and you get to learn about different countries around the world.
And can you touch on the gender gap in STEM in schools and at home?
Absolutely. So to start off, 56% of public school students are students of color, but less than a quarter of the curriculum actually has any cultural relevance. And that was a really big driver as to why we wanted to create this cultural education pathway through our STEM baking kits. But on the other side of it, STEM is often kind of thought of as technical, and it's coding and it's robotics, and it's not the most accessible to all people. But STEM is actually everywhere. It's in a lot of different avenues, different career paths, different activities. And so we want to incorporate it into everyday activities that makes it more accessible, especially for young girls. I think that young girls will lose a little bit of interest in STEM when it's defined in that kind of the former way that I described. Especially if they don't see themselves represented. And my goal is that we want to see all kids represented in STEM and show that there's a lot of different paths where you can be learning how to incorporate STEM into your activities. And it may be more artistic, and it may be more cultural, and it may be more expressive, and it can still be STEM, and it can still have the technicalities that's needed.
And then can you also explain the homeschool connection to Florida, like Florida Step Up for Students?
Yes, exactly. So Step Up for Students is a scholarship program. So we are a proud partner, and it's all in Florida, which allows families to use homeschool scholarship funds to purchase our BaKIT boxes. So they can essentially buy it through their grant program. So Florida families can have access to our kits. So you can go through the Step Up program, or you can go directly through us to purchase it as well.
That is really cool. And then before you go, what products stand out, or some of your best sellers?
Yes. Oh, there's so many. But we recently launched a single kit called our gluten-free French macarons. And it's a beautiful, like rosette shaped cookie filled with a chocolate ganache. It's a little more advanced, but it's just so delicious and really fun to make. A lot of people are familiar with macarons, and you might buy it from a bakery. So it's exciting to try it out for yourself. And then our new theme for this quarter is our Magical Creatures bundle. So we're featuring yerba mate Dino truffles, Lucky Dragon mooncakes, and Millionaire shortbread. We're covering Argentina, China, and Scotland. So you get to celebrate 3 countries in this bundle with delicious treats.
That is so cool. Like I said, I wish I had something like this when I was a kid. I loved being in the kitchen and baking when I was a kid, but the fact that you're also learning along the way and bringing in those other cultures, I think that everybody could benefit from this. So where can we go for more information? Is it only for homeschoolers? I mean, family just buy this subscription even if they're not being homeschooled?
Absolutely. It's for everybody. So you can find us on our website at bakitbox.com, which is BAKIT box.com. You do not have to only be a homeschooler. There is a lot of learning ingrained into it, so it's good for everybody. You can also purchase us through the Step Up for Students program, and you can find us on Amazon.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I think this is such a cool idea.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And everyone at home, if you would like to see this interview again, just head to First Coast News Plus.